Hi YouTubers, thank you so much for watching this channel. My name is Kevin and you're watching The Royal We, and I'm here to deliver a message to you today about how the narcissistic abuse in your life is meant to push you and propel you to become the person that you were meant to always be. That's what it's all about. Now, before I get into this message for you, let me first tell you where I'm at right now. The reason I have not posted a video in about a week and a half is because I have been busy preparing, packing, and planning to take my family and uproot them, my wife and my kids, from Southern California, where I have been born and raised. I've never lived anywhere else outside of Southern California. Taking my family, and we are moving out from Southern California all the way to Missouri. And we couldn't be more excited about this move. Now, what does this have to do with narcissistic abuse? Well, everything and nothing. And so we're going to talk about this, all right? First of all, let me ask you a question. Are you ready? Why is it that we are surrounded by narcissists? All of us, you, me, on a daily basis. We deal with them at work. We deal with them, we talk to them on the bus, for crying out loud. We talk to them in restaurants. We meet them constantly. We are in a narcissistic-driven society and culture. It's the way of the world. But it doesn't affect us necessarily, right? Now, we are now coming out of relationships with certain people that have damaged us, that have destroyed us, that have assassinated our character, that have just crumbled us down. How come? These individuals, these particular people in our life. The reason is because these individuals have become a crutch. We begin to lean on these certain people in a very dependent, codependent manner. You have this dependent need because you're avoiding certain things in your own life. You're avoiding certain changes that you need to make. Now let me help you out with this. This move that I'm making right now with my family, moving from California to Missouri, should have been made 10 years ago, but it wasn't, right? And so because I failed to be the man, be the leader of my family, because I failed in that, I started to use outside family members as a crutch, to lean on them. Now, I receive comments on my YouTube channel from people who are in their 40s saying, I'm dealing with my narcissistic mom, my narcissistic dad, doing things for them all the time, and I'm enduring this abuse and it hurts and this and that, and I'm going no contact from my mom and from my dad and this and that. Well, the question is are you avoiding something and instead using mom and dad as a crutch, leaning on them, needing validation from them? I know this is a difficult message, and it may be too early, but you're going to be able to come to this conclusion yourself, that this need, this dependency, this using people as a crutch to lean on, comes from you avoiding one of the biggest changes and some things that you need to do. And I'm not talking about just moving. Just because one of the changes we need to make economically is to be able to move so we can create a better life, right? That may not be what you have to do. Maybe you're fine economically. Maybe though you have a certain job or a certain task or a certain gift and a certain talent and a certain ability that you're putting off, right? Instead of doing what you're supposed to be doing, instead of doing what you know you should be doing with your gifts and your talents, you're avoiding that. And instead you're leaning on mom or dad, waiting for them to give you the validation, to tell you, to give you permission. Yes, go do it. You're awesome. Be blessed. They're not going to. Instead, they're hammering you with narcissistic abuse. And the more they hammer you, the more you're leaning into them at 30, 40, 50. How about spouses in marriages? How does narcissistic abuse even take place in a marriage? At some point, one spouse decides to start to use the other as a crutch. It's usually the victim of the narcissistic abuse who is actually using the spouse as a crutch. I need your validation. I need you to encourage me. I need your help. Needy. Dependency. I'm not trying to say this to be mean. I'm not trying to say this to add pain to you. I'm trying to say this to awaken you. You don't need the validation. You don't need the permission, not from your husband, not from your wife, not from your mammy, your pappy, your uncle, your grammy, your grampy, or your kids. You don't need anybody's permission. You are you, uniquely you. Go out and do what you're supposed to do. And that rhymed on accident. Okay? How about your friends? Why do we get stuck in circles of friends who are narcissists and they're abusing us? Why are you using them as a crutch? You know that you're supposed to be venturing on and doing something else in life, but you're afraid, possibly. You're afraid. What will that look like? I don't know what it's going to look like. You don't either. So you're leaning into your friends, waiting for that validation. You don't get it. Instead, you get a narcissistic sandwich, right? A crap sandwich that you're being fed. That's what narcissists do. They're feeding you crap sandwiches all day long, and you're eating them down, leaning into them, and you lean into them when you try to fight with them. Stop treating me this way. You're my mom. Stop treating me. You're my best friend. You're my husband. You're my wife. You're my kid. You're supposed to treat me different. They're not going to. The divine being has a hand in this. I know it. I know this now. The divine being has a hand in this narcissistic abuse, saying, give them that crap sandwich because they have to wake up. And that's the message to you. You're not going to get your self-worth or your value from your mammy, from your pappy, from your mom, your dad, your friends. You're not going to get that. You're going to get your value when you discover how awesome you are. When you realize how fearfully and wonderfully you have been made and what you're capable of. Okay? I know, I gave a lot to you. Now, I'm going to be on a series this week. This is just the beginning of it. I'm going to continue on as I journey on to Missouri. I'm going to make a video a day that's going to be a reminder of things that you already know, but you just need a reminder. Okay? This has to do with marriage. I'm going to be talking about narcissistic abuse between spouses. I want to give you some reminders about marriage. Some reminders. You already know it. It's a reminder. I'm going to give you some reminders about friendships. Once again, you already know this, but it's a reminder. And I'm going to give you a reminder about family, what your family is, the role of your mom and your dad. You already know this, but I'm going to give you a reminder. That's what this is going to be about. I'm super excited, guys, to deliver this message to you. And I'm super excited to be on this journey to Missouri. So wish us luck and wish us blessings on this journey. I want to be here for you. So I'm going to post my number right down there below. Hit me up if you have any questions. Hit me up if you have any questions. Anytime. And if there's any way that I can help clarify anything based on where I'm at right now and based on where you're at right now, that's what it's all about. All right? So thanks and for watching. Thanks for the subscribes. Thanks for the likes. And I'll be back with more videos right here.